What is going on, everybody? If you don't already know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Eagles clips, you're probably not back in here yet, but yeah, definitely saw what the Rams were able to do, trading Brandon Cooks. They got that second round pick that they wanted. They got it from the Texans. The Texans were able to keep their 40th overall pick. I think it was the 57th overall pick that they gave to the Rams gave to the Texans. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So the Texans pretty much got. I agree. I was trying to look at something too. My bad, guys. Anyways, so the Rams get their second round pick from the Texans for Brandon Cooks. So at the end of the day, the Texans trade now looks like it was Brandon Cooks, David Johnson, and a 2021 or 2022, something like that, fourth round pick for the one and only Hopkins. What's going on, Big Birds? What's going on, Burgang 114? Philly J, what is going on, everybody? But yeah, so that's on the Texas note, but let's talk some Philadelphia Eagles note. So, he was rumored to, the Eagles rumoredly had interest in Brandon Cooks. Some people liked it. I never really made a video about that topic for the simple fact I did not believe the Eagles would do a second round pick worthy for that. After giving that 1/3 round pick for Darius Slay, which I love that, trade-off. I thought it was no way we would get Brandon Cooks. The guy does have upside, but can he stay healthy? And the Eagles already have a boatload of guys who can't stay healthy. Edward Wright, what is going on? Yeah, man. So let's talk about the Eagles, though, because at the end of the day, 21 is that really awkward number. A playoff team last year who we got beat by, the Seattle Seahawks with the unfortunate, should have never been a legal hit, all that good stuff. But it put us in a situation where we're 21, receiver is, of course, the need. But, what do we really do? Do we trade back and try to get, an earlier second round pick other than the 53rd pick? You're picked 21 again in the second round. B's out the trap. What is going on? Eagles clip. What is up? Feed me souls. What is going on? Carapul, what's up? Yeah, Philly J, definitely. We need to stay healthy. No matter all the moves we make, at the end of the day, health has to be in our favor. Now, this is football. This is the NFL. It's not basketball where, there's injuries there, but it's not as likely. Same with baseball. Football, you're going to sustain injuries. You got to have depth in certain situations, but the amount of injuries we had to overcome the last 2 years, and both years made the playoffs, that's something. Ron Kumar, get Judy, win the Super Bowl. Hey, again, it might be that easy, right? It might be that easy. Feed me souls. It's going to be our year. Listen, at the end of the day, last year, we were projected to be Super Bowl contenders. Why? Again, Carson Wentz coming back, finally getting into his groove. Took a little longer, but he will be in his groove. After them last 4 games of the season, I believe he's going to be in his groove early in 2020. The offense is going to be clicking. There got to be some weapons included into this offense, but we do have to stay healthy. At the end of the day, we were able to get to the playoffs. So be it that we went against the Giants twice, Cowboys and Redskins. It's division games. We've seen bad division opponents beat better division rivals, Dolphins beat the Patriots. Cardinals beat the Seahawks. Falcons beat the Saints. Steven Joyce, what is going on, my dude? Spike 23 Eagles, stay at 21 and draft Mims. That looks like what right now the most, I would say, the favorable thing, the thing that's probably, if you were a betting person and there's no sports, right now you can go on all these little gambling sites like sports books, like FanDuel Sportsbooks, DraftKings Sportsbook, and you can put a bet on who the Eagles are going to draft with the 21st pick. You can do that. The odds are blah, blah, blah. I don't know them off the top of the head. But the favorite ones are Mims or Jefferson. That's where it is right now if we stay there. But like this says, what if the Eagles go out their way and get someone else, a different position in the first round because they have a tie, talking to somebody who they really like in a second that will be there. It's not like the Eagles haven't done something like that in the past. Tyrese Hayes, for some reason, I just think Sidney Jones is going to ball out. Hey, I'm with you. The championship belt as your pitcher, I'm with you, bro. I think he's definitely going to get a chance to be the opposite corner of Slay. It's going to be him. It's going to be Avonte Maddox and the guy we picked up right when the season ended. We gave him future contracts because he got to get healthy. Edward Wright, draft linebacker first round and second round wide receiver. I know the Eagles haven't done it in forever. I think they might surprise us. And that's one of the surprising things I can possibly see the Eagles doing. If Patrick Queen, Kenneth Murray are there, who knows what they do. We all know we need wide receivers because the defense is starting to get bolstered up. Linebacker is a weak spot. But the defense is looking right. That secondary is going to be able to mix and match and do things that we haven't been able to do in a long time. Darius Slay is going to command that one side of the field, and I hope Jim Schwartz lets him follow the best receiver on the other opposing team. Because let me just say this. Last year, one of the games that both Avonte Maddox, Sidney Jones, they both got cooked. Devontae Adams for the Green Bay Packers early in the season. Sidney Jones had a D him one-on-one, cooked. Avonte Maddox, cooked, Now, if you have a shutdown corner in Darius Slay, they don't got to D that guy one-on-one. They got to D the second guy, the third guy, Lavaro, all these other bum receivers that were on the Packers other than Devontae Adams, and they look better. They don't look that suspect. Because Devontae Adams can pull even a good cornerback out of their shoes. Who's my favorite wide receiver in this draft? If I'm talking of course, no draft. If I'm talking any receiver in this draft when it comes to picking whoever you want, not trying to see where these guys will fall or what we would have to do. Of course, CeeDee Lamb, they compare him to Hopkins. He's a guy who can do it all. He can beat you down the field. He's not the fastest. But again, speed don't automatically equal vertical threat. He can do it all. But I just don't see the Eagles going up and getting a CeeDee Lamb or a Jerry Jeudy. Would it be nice? Yes. Jerry Jeudy would be second because the route running is crisp. He reminds me of an Odell Beckham type. But at the end of the day, I think after we gave up that third round pick for Darius Slay, which is going to come in handy, it limits us now to how we can move up that far. What are we willing to give up? If Carson Wentz is coming back, that hit he took last game when he was is Carson Wentz coming back that he took last game? Oh, yeah, he's definitely good. Listen, if we would have won that game, there would have been a chance that he would have been able to play the next week. It probably would have been really rough because concussions nowadays, they want you to go through the whole protocol. But he'll be good. And the thing is, the concussion, once it's over, it's over. It might be more likely to happen again, but it wasn't a ligament. It's not a bone. It's not nothing that's going to – it should not follow him in his career. And he'll learn to play a little bit smarter as he gets, older. If we stay at 21, draft Mims or Jefferson, then get Quez Watkins in the second round. Whoa, Quez Watkins in the second round? I think he's going to fall farther than the second round. I think before the 40-yard dash at the combine, Quez Watkins was definitely a fifth round, maybe fourth round prospect. I do think his 40 time coming second to Henry Ruggs jumps him up, but not second round. But I like him. 4.35 guy. He's got better each year in college. Thoughts on Willie Gay Jr., linebacker? I saw mock drafts got us getting him in the second or third round. He has been creeping up drafts. I do think if we do actually go wide receiver in the first round, if we actually do, which I think even though Howie's a guy who likes to do different things, get that offensive line intact, which it's intact, get the defensive line intact, which it could use a edge rusher, but it don't got to be early. It's not like Howie to draft a receiver, but I think everything is pointing that way. But I do like Willie Gay Jr. Why wouldn't Carson come back if it was cushion? Oh, yeah. I agree. Hey, I promise you guys, I don't know who all voted in the community poll on my next comparison at wide receiver, but it won by a large margin. KJ Hamler versus Jalen Reagor. That video already got started to take place. And so the video will come out tomorrow, early-ish, because, it's Good Friday. Yeah, I'm going to let you know what I think about KJ Hamler and Jalen Reagor possibly slipping into the second round, who would do that, and, what I think about them. Loyal to Houston. Shout out to my man. He's a Houston Texans fan. Just put a video up about the whole Brandon Cooks second round pick trade. I commented on your video too, bro. What's good, Sean Jenkins, my guy? Always giving that good Eagles insight. Anthony Rodriguez, Eagles talking to the 49ers for a Douglas trade. Oh, yeah, I did. I heard the Eagles turned down that trade for Dante Pettis for they tried to give a player swap. They tried to do Dante Pettis for Rasul Douglas, and I heard that we turned it down. I was going to make a video about it today because it would have been quicker than my KJ Hamler and Jalen Reagor one, but I got in later and, stuff happens. But swapping first rounders, jumping up to 13. So you think we can give Rasul Douglas and then swap? So we go from 13. So they go back, 8 spots, and they get Rasul Douglas. You think they'll do that? Talk a little about what options other than wide receiver you like. Oh, yeah, I don't know when you just jumped in, but we talked about, linebackers is creeping up my mock draft a lot. Howie Roseman, I think his middle name is edge rusher. He loves defensive ends. I mean, we went Barnett a couple years ago in the first. 21st, we're at that odd spot. Who knows? We all know we can use a wide receiver, but it's not like Howie not to do something crazy. Now, the Eagles are not known for drafting linebackers early. They did take Michael Kendricks in the second, I believe, but that's a while ago. So, I mean, I like guys like Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen. But do you risk, getting these guys at that position, knowing what you're going to do for a wide receiver in the second round? Now, if you already met with KJ Hamler, you like him and you feeling it, I understand that. You met with Brandon Ueck, the core muscle injuries making him fall to 53, blah, blah, blah. But you have to make sure you do your due diligence, because if you take that move and the guy that is on your board goes 1 or 2 or 3 before you, it changes the ball game. Philly Fresh, what's up, bro? The more I think we might move back, it's a lot of talent in the wide receiver. Oh, yeah, it's deep. Listen, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be wide receivers drafted in the 4th round that when we hear them drafted in the 4th round, we're going to know who they are. The Van Jeffersons, the KJ Hills, the Quez Watkins, and just watch their career. You never know. At the end of the day, 5 years later, the first round, second round talent still might flourish, but who knows where a 3rd or 4th round pick fits 5 years later. But at the end of the day, what a lot of people are saying is, do we trust Howie Roseman to pick that late bloomer, because he hasn't been able to do that? And I understand when he says that. I like Carson Fulton, Antonio Winfield Jr., Patrick Queen, Kenneth Murray, AJ Anderson. Yeah, so you got a cornerback, safety, linebacker, edge rusher. JLU, what's going on? I always like your picture. Just a solid Eagles football, man. Appreciate it. I like that. AJ Dillon, power back. I like the little emoji. AJ Dillon, a power back, but you get him in the later rounds. Could be. Again, Miles Sanders is going to do special things this year. Boston Scott, as a scat back, mixing it up. Miles Sanders ain't going to be the pounder up front, but he's going to learn to be able to move forward and get that. He's going to I'm telling you, the more I watch Miles Sanders and keep watching him, I think he's going to be like LaShawn McCoy. Maybe not as, stop on a dime, but really good. Oh, yeah, I'm going to check that comment out in a little bit. Appreciate you. Hey, what's good, Cash Face? My guy since the beginning. I remember you've been subscribed to me for a long time. Appreciate you, bro. Mirror Slap. We did that trade so to add wide receiver depth. Oh, you're talking about the Brandon Cooks trade? Second round pick? Or you're talking about our 53 overall pick for Brandon Cooks? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. We need to get rid of Douglas. I think how we can also use him for moving up on draft day too, Daryl. So I think he'll be, in the contest. What was that comment? What did you say that word to? I'm trying to keep it no cursing in case I monetize this. You know what I'm saying? Gene Pyle, what's going on? I think we should scoop Tyler Gabriel up. He's a good route runner. He's a slot guy who can also go vertical. You can put him in the Y position to go vertical and use him in the slot. I do believe Greg Ward Jr. is going to ball out this year in the slot, but it depends on the money. Why not? Cash Face, I would like to grab Antonio Gibson if he falls in the fourth. That is a good dude. That's a good dude. He's going to be around that third-ish fourth. But see, that's the thing, though. Our third-round pick is so late. Our third-round pick is the 103rd pick. It's dang near another fourth. So don't be surprised if we don't still add up some depth in there and get these guys. Because, listen, the one position that you're going to be able to draft in the third and maybe the fourth and still get a quality guy is receiver. And that's why a lot of people want to go first-round receiver, second-round receiver. If we go first-round receiver, I think we can still bolster up stuff in the second, a different position with the second-round pick and still get a quality guy at 103 and 127 at the receiver position. Give the 49ers a third, fourth, and Rasul for the 13th. A third, fourth, and Rasul? I would do that automatically. I don't know if they'll do that, though. I think they would want our first to swap and then something, but maybe not all that. Philly 500 keeps saying switch 13th and 21st. So we switch the pick. So they only move back 8 spots. And then we give them a third and a fourth next year or something like that, he said. Stephen LeBron, Kenneth Murray, it could happen. It could happen. But a lot of people are sleeping on Higgins at 21. Listen, I'm going to have a Higgins video too. I've been talking with a couple people in the chat, and I've also been saying it in live with Gate City and Philly Fresh. T. Higgins is a complete receiver, and I think a lot of people are underrating him because he didn't run the 40, and they don't think he's that explosive fast, but the guy can play. He can play. The Bull Philly, what's really the pros of moving back, hoping a receiver doesn't get drafted? Well, this will be the pro. So you got the 21st pick. You got someone who calls us on the phone that says, I really like this guy, and he's going to be, it could be a different position, a corner, like Trevon Diggs or CJ Henderson, and we really like him and we want that 21st pick. We will be willing to give you something, or even it's a full swap. So we go from the 21st, let's just say the 21st, to the 28th. So we move back 7 spots. The 28th overall pick in the first. You still get a receiver that you think will be there. And then your 53rd pick, second round, turns into, a 39 pick because it's different. So you're moving up only 7 spots in the first round, which is more crucial. So now you can move up maybe 13, 14 spots with that person, or not even that. You get that and you get like a complimentary 4th or 5th round pick. But at the end of the day, you still feel like you can get your guy in the 28th. And now you moved up from 53 to even say 40, 4. And now you can get that other second round guy that you think wouldn't have lasted to 53. So it's just to add depth, of course. That happens every year. A late receiver balls out, but not for the Eagles. That is true. And that's why people say, listen, people don't believe how we can draft a receiver in the second or the third or the fourth, and he be a stud like a DK Metcalf, like a Terry McLaurin, like a lot of receivers who come in. Look, Antonio Brown was drafted in the 6th round, bro. The 6th round. It could happen. It's not likely, but it can happen. With that being said, that's why if Howie does go for a 1st round pick, his odds of messing up are slim. Stephen LeBron, I agree. Speed is not everything. Speed does kill, but if it's not used the right way, I mean, if you're fast, John Ross is fast, not that good. Tavon Austin is fast, not that good. But it's different when you have speed and you still know how to do a full complementary of the route tree, or you're able to, or you're physical, or you're this, the Jalen Riegers, and he ran a 4.47. But listen, the dude normally stays at 195. He put on 10 pounds of 10 pounds of almost pure muscle, and that slowed him down. But he's already coming back down to his actual weight. He got game speed, and I'm gonna talk about Jalen Rieger versus KJ Hamler tomorrow. If you're not ready to pick, then we lost. I don't care about an extra picks. Hey, I ain't mad at the game. I hear you, Bull Philly. I think we're going to stay at 21 and I don't think we're moving up. I don't think we're moving back. I think we're going to stay at 21 and pick. And I think we're going to try to move up in the 2nd round by giving up one of them comp picks that we could use it. Definitely. We got some holes we got to fill. But I think we're going to pick at 21 and move up in the 2nd to still get a guy who can contribute early. I actually don't know too much about him, PAO 1908, but I'm gonna check him out for you. Carol Poole. Rasul was talking on Twitter. I can imagine it because of the trade talks. Well, yeah, at the end of the day, you play for a team and they're starting to say that, your trade bait, you're always going to feel some type of way. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside as a slot receiver. He has the makings to be that big slot. There's big slots in the game, and he has the making to be that. But I'm telling you, do not sleep on Greg Ward Jr. The dude came up from the practice squad late and balled out. At the end of the day, he was our best receiver last year at times. With that being said, if you got DeSean Jackson on that side and a draftee on this side and Dallas Goedert and or Zach Ertz at the tight end, now Greg Ward Jr. is going to should be able to eat more because of the lack of attention to him. Matthew Nelson, Brandon Cooks just got traded to the Texans. Yeah, we talked about that for a 2nd round pick. Yo, what's going on, Michael Bernardo? Eagles need to call Clowney. His stock is dropping every day. Just let it drop a little bit more. Bergay 114, I don't see us trading for the 13th pick because we traded away a really good draft pick for that. It'll be rough. He said Clowney hates Philly. Eagle Clips. Give the 49ers the 1st, 4th, and Rasul for their 1st. Then I would. I like Quintez Cephas if we go depth at wide receiver in the 5th. Yo, listen, there's going to be guys who fall. Like the Tyler Johnsons might be in the 4th round. Another guy out of, I forgot his name. Gibson from Memphis might fall. I'm going to check that boy out too, though. But, yeah, there's receiver depth. Just got to make sure you hit, though. Never could understand the draft. Hey, I ain't mad at it. It's rough. Just know when you get a stud, you happy. The 49ers taking Rasul Douglas for their 1st round and our 21st pick. That's what I said. Oh, yeah. That's too little. Actually, we just offered – the 49ers just offered us a straight-up trade that we denied. I was going to make a video about it, and I didn't because I got in late, so I'll just go live. But let's talk about it. With Rasul Douglas being on the block, the 49ers called us up and said, listen. No, I'm just kidding. No, but they did call us up and said, Rasul Douglas for Dante Pettis. Straight up. What's up? and I think we turned him down. Dante Pettis is no stud at receiver, but it's another body, to bring in. Russell Douglas might, be the odd man out the way our secondary is looking. So, Hookernut 73, what's going on, bro? So no way we keep our 21st and trade up in the top 15. Not enough ammo. Oh, yeah. No way we can keep the 21st and trade up. If we trade up, the 21st is definitely the biggest part of the trade up, because if you move to the 15th, the selling to the team would be, look, you're only moving 6 spots back and you're getting a complimentary blah, 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 blah. But you can't move up without the 21st pick. You think we'll be able to get Chenault in the 3rd? I do believe he's going to fall out the 1st because of the injury, but I don't think he's going to go that far. I think he's a 2nd-round pick. I like Rieger. He plays physical too. Look, I got that video coming. KJ Hamler versus Jalen Rieger. Rock the Artist, what do you think about Jamar Chase? See, off the top of the head, I don't know as much as I want to say about him. I don't really like to talk about a guy when I'm not too sure about him. I like this, what I say. So if someone says, you said this, I like to say, yeah, I said it, and I stand by it. So, I'm going to have to get back to you on that, though. But what round do you think Jamar Chase goes? Rock the Artist. Nate Satterfield. I think Justin Jefferson is the guy, and I believe he can play on the outside. Hey, the other day, I'm sorry I did the Denzel Mims and Justin Jefferson video with the April Fool's joke. And then I put the poll up to show what the fans, not the fans, but what you guys were actually thinking. And it was close. Jefferson was beating Mims by a little bit, but it was close. But I wouldn't be mad at either picks. And I do agree with this. This is what I think. Denzel Mims played lesser talent in college. Production is important, but the Eagles love to go by production, and it don't always work. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was productive. Sometimes you got to project upside. Now, Mims knows how to play the outside. He got the back shoulder fade down. He got the jump ball down. He's a 4.38 guy and can get vertical. He got it down. Now, he does got to work on the route tree. I'm telling you, Justin Jefferson is a more polished route runner. No doubt about it. More productive. No doubt about it. But the productivity came from the slot. Now, at 6'1", right around 200 pounds, 6'2", or 6'1", 6'2", around 200 pounds, he has the attributes to be an outside receiver, that X guy. I've seen him play the X once in a while at LSU. Maybe it's just the way the coaching wanted to do it. I do believe he can play the outside, and I said it in my video. But as much as I believe it, I know for a fact Mims can do it. And although he was not as productive and in the same conference, which Jefferson got that tougher conference, Mims is special. I think he's going to be special. But I would not be mad, Nate. Honest to God, I wouldn't be mad, because Gate City Sports Channel talked to me before he did his video, and I agree with him. He got some Devontae Adams in him. So, again, he could be a total bust on the outside, or he can thrive on the outside and still give you that LSU production, which would be a great upside player. Bergay 114, I want Rieger over Mims. Who would you rather have? Mims. I like Rieger, and I'm going to talk about him tomorrow, but I'll take Mims. I don't know why people want Clowney. He hates the Eagles, and there would be too much controversy between him and Walker to him. Maybe, but I think Carson Wentz is a guy who knows football's football. Was it dirty? Yep. Did he fully meet it? Maybe. But also, it happens in the blink of an eye. So there is some merit to him just trying to make a play. At the end of the day, I think he would be able to, shake it off. Extra Trelly, what is going on? What's going on? Carapole 2 more weeks. Yeah, we coming. It's coming. Kevin Cohen, I tried trades on the NFL draft simulator and didn't let me, and I signed it too. How do I make it work? I actually didn't try the NFL draft simulator. I only ever did the The two other ones, the Fan Speak and what's the other one called? I forgot what the other one's called. That was the first one I showed Kara and all you guys. Trying to keep up with this. The Bull Philly, the average draft position will be receiver. The NFL is passing game now. Yes, it's turning into a passing league, but you can't pass without an offensive line. You know what I mean? So this draft is heavy with offensive tackles, and a lot of people need to bolster their offensive lineup. And also, you can't pass without a quarterback. How many people need a quarterback? So wide receivers are going to go off the board, and rightfully so. But they're deep enough to get talent later. My concern outside of wide receiver is depth. Depth at what position? What's the first position that you think we need more depth at when it comes to your mind, Drew Johnson? If we draft Jefferson, who do you think we would be the best receiver to complement him with his realistic? When we can, KJ Hamler, it'd be automatically KJ Hamler, because if we draft Jefferson at 21, I don't want to give too much of my video. I think Jalen Reagor is going to slip into the second round. I think he's going to slip into the second round. He does have a possibility coming after us. He could be around the Packers, the Saints, like that 28th pick in the draft. Jalen Reagor could go in the late first round. I do believe he's going to go between 3 and 13 in the second round. So if we did want a guy like Jalen Reagor, I think we have to move up in the second, which is a lot easier to do than moving up in the first. But with all that being said, KJ Hamler is a guy I think will be there really close to 53, if not 53. And so you get your speed guy, and he's little. He's only 174. I know he put a lot of reps up on the bench, but he's a little guy. But he's DeSean Jackson. He's how DeSean Jackson was when he came out. I'm not saying he's going to have a career like DeSean Jackson. Can't project that yet. Injuries happen. But he's like another DeSean Jackson, and so you'd want that in the future. You're a guy who can get the 50-50 balls and go across the middle, and your outside flanker who can just beat you deep. Angry Joker, appreciate the super chat. If Falcons would trade Julio Jones, do you think that's better than drafting Mims or Jefferson? I think Mims can turn into a Julio Jones, and that's a lot to ask for any young player. Don't get me wrong. I just think when you look how fast Mims is, if I would say Mims resembles anybody, it's more Julio. Julio was more lankier. He's a little bit more built now, but tall, fast, strong, does it all. But Julio's, at the end of the day, Julio can't leave Atlanta. The way their cap thing is structured, what they paid Julio Jones, there's no way they'll be able to let him go unless the other team is willing to like just give everything up, like money-wise, and they're not going to be able to do that. So cap says no, and at the end of the day, I'm not saying any of these draftees will be better than him because Julio Jones is, he's putting together a Hall of Fame career, barring, not winning the Super Bowl. Thanks for the super chat, though, 100%. But it would be rough. Talent-wise, Julio Jones, to me, is the best receiver in the NFL. Michael Thomas is saying a little bit about it, but I hear you. Trying to go back to where it is. Y2 Fly, what's going on, bro? Your dog is a cool dog. He's a cool dog. I like that little video. It was tough. Rasul Douglas will get you more than Pettis. He's done more on the field. That's true. Yeah. If you're talking about now using that person for trade bait, that could be it, though. That could be it. We think Rasul Douglas is going to be better trade bait than Dante Pettis, and we're not willing to keep Dante Pettis. So, yes, that's true. But if we're not willing to trade Rasul Douglas, like we're going to take the trade back and not really do nothing with it, then you might as well get Pettis. But, yeah, I agree. Rasul Douglas is a better value when it comes to draft day trade than Dante Pettis, especially when he's a receiver in a receiver draft. What if we can get Jefferson and Higgins? Would you be willing to move up more to take a chance on getting Higgins early in the second? Yeah, I would too. Higgins is going to be a good player. I'm going to do a video on him. I do like Higgins. He's being slept on, but he's being slept on by us fans, and I'm a fan too. I don't think the scouts are sleeping on him as much as we are, but I do believe he's going to be that late first, early second pick. Why is no one sold on Justin Jefferson's speed? Isn't he perfect for the outside if you can turn a quarterback into a receiver? Hey, that's true. And that's why, listen, at the end of the day, in my video, and I said, and I stick by it, I believe he has the attributes to be an outside X guy. I seen him go deep vertically on the X position. I seen him come back on curl routes. He just doesn't do it a lot. So if you're telling me on his production, what he was able to do in college, you'd want that guy to come in and play that type of scheme. Can he play the outside? I would bet my money he can. He has, like I said, the attributes. But Denzel Mims did it for a living against lesser talent, but that's what he does. So it's rough. C-Truz, I'm taking Higgins at 21 or trade him back since they won't take Queen. Hey, I hear you. I like Higgins a lot. Kevin McClellan, Mims, and Devin Duvernay in the slot. I'm a big Devin Duvernay fan, and the funny thing is, when I first talked to Gate City Sports about Devin Duvernay, he was like, nah. I said, yo, just keep watching tape. Nah. Keep watching tape. And he liked Devin Duvernay. Man, I'm kind of feeling that wide receiver from MSU. Hey, yeah, he's one of them dudes I saw LB's post. He didn't even drop a pass and something along them lines. But he'll be later. I love Quez, actually. And, listen, I commented on LB's thing. He said nobody was talking about Quez Watkins, and I commented on his thing. So, much love to LB, but I was talking about him. If you guys go back, whoever's a new subscriber, a month and some change ago, as soon as the NFL Combine was done, I made a video saying these ain't my guys who I would automatically draft, but these are 5 guys who stood out to me after watching the Combine. And the order that they're in is not the order that I like them. It was just 5 guys who stood out to me. And after that, I watched a little bit of tape. I didn't break it down because 5 guys to break down in one video, 9 minutes, 10 minutes is too much. But I said Justin Jefferson when he ran his 4.43. Yep. I said Henry Ruggs because he ran that 4.27, 4.28. So I was like, oh, yes. The third one was Denzel Mims running a 4.38. Let's go, Denzel Mims. The fourth one was Devin Duvernay, who I tried to get Gate City on, and he was up and down and up, and now he's up. And the last one was Quez Watkins, who ran second behind Henry Ruggs, which I say in the video, and this is a month and some change ago, and he ran a 4.35. And I said, when I watched him run a 4.35, I didn't know who the guy was from Mississippi State. That's how I know what college he's from. I watched his game tape, small school, but he kept going. And I do think you can get this man in the 4th round. He might moved up a little bit from that 4.35 speed, but I also think moving him up to the 4th round is moving him up because he was more of a 5th round because he got better in college, but there's some things that he needs to work on. But I like him. I like him a lot. Oh, my goodness. Let me just 1 second, everybody. All right, let's go back. Had to take care of something real quick. The person you are trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. All right, sorry for the moment of silence and stuff, and I can't even find my spot back. So if I miss your comment, it's because I lost my spot because I'm trying to get my charger upstairs because my computer is lower because my kids be using it. Hopefully she reads that and knows what it means. You can't pass without a defense either. Who gets the offense the ball? They win a championship, fumble created by the defense. So you need to know everything in the NFL offense. Oh, yeah, definitely. Look, at the end of the day, but I like what we did with our defense. Now it's time to get our offense up. The defense still can use a couple things here and there. Don't get me wrong. But it's time to get the offense up. Like I said, sorry if I missed your comment. I'm gonna have to go back down to like the normal thing. So I might have skipped a couple people. Second hands coach, the Philly Talk Podcast. What's up, bro? Finally caught a live from Richmond, Virginia. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your videos, bro. Keep pushing Bird Gang all day. And listen, for everybody who's in here, I'm not sure how many people hit that hashtag Eagles to be on a live with me, but he's one of them. I think I counted it up. I got all the pictures. I put it into something. I'm going to release that in my KJ Hamler, Jalen Rieger video. So if you put the hashtag and want to be in it, make sure you watch the video that comes out tomorrow. I'm going to pull out of a box, a hat, bang. Whoever wins, be the first one on the live with me. I'll make sure I'm in a good shape when I do the live with you guys. But appreciate you, bro, for watching the videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The Bull Philly, Goddard equals younger. Ertz, well, we all can see that. Remember the Dallas game in 2018. Yeah, I might have missed it, what the context is. But yeah, Dallas Goddard got some game in them. You're right, Philly. We got to cash out on Ertz now that his value is at his peak, is peaked out. We got some cash down on Ertz. Eagle clips. It's funny how Quez Watkins and Djax run the same 40 time. That's funny. Real funny. Imagine if Justin Jefferson was drafted by the Jags at 20. Well, then it definitely takes away us picking him, to be honest. Look, she's not listening to my thing, so I'm going to just be real quick. Let the chat entertain itself. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. 1 second. What's going on? All right, let's get back to the groove. Philly, I saw one of your videos. You were considering going on a break from YouTube. It was the April Fool's thing. It was actually my Denzel Mims, Justin Jefferson video. I said, psych, but come on, we ain't stopping. I'm sure we'll pick a linebacker queen at 21, then get great receivers, Mim Higgins or Hewitt. In the second, you think all of them will be there at 53? 53 is a long way in the second. It's the second round, 21st pick. That's what 53 equals. So after 32 picks, another 21 picks, which equals 53, you think Higgins, Mims, and a Hewitt won't be there? Maybe a Hewitt. Mims and Higgins will be gone, I believe, to be honest. I think they go to get a defensive end first round. Hey, Kendall Hall, I wouldn't put it past Howie Roseman to do that. Love all the way from Mexico City. Hey, appreciate you, bro. But hey, I would love that to happen. But I'm just trying to say realistically, I think Higgins is late first, early second. Mims, late first, early second. A Hewitt can slip to 53, though. Here you go. You're going to put me on a LeBron. Would you take CJ Henderson if he falls to 21? I have a lot of videos saying that I would be big on that. Now, all my videos that I said I would possibly take a corner with the first pick, 21 overall, and then go receiver in the second, these videos happened before we got a shutdown corner. Now, would I like it? Because then our corners will be pretty dang good. And CJ Henderson got to grow a little bit, but he's good. He's a great player in Florida. I would consider it, but depending, it's going to be hard to take me off receiver unless a stud linebackers there, and then maybe, because I think that's our worst position. Again, people think Sidney Jones and Avonte Maddox can't play that opposite, or even Trevor Williams can't play that opposite corner other than Slay. You got to remember, Avonte Maddox and Sidney Jones were getting crushed by number one receivers. Devontae Adams ate both of them up. Devontae Parker ate Ronald Darby up. But once you have Darius Slay follow the number one receiver, it makes Sidney Jones, who lines up against a more average receiver or okay receiver or a receiver that he can play against. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help. People don't realize that. Sidney Jones, early in the season before his hamstring started acting up, he was against that in that Green Bay game. Sidney Jones has one-on-ones against. Sidney Jones had one-on-ones against Devontae Adams. Like, you can't do that to that guy. You can't do it to him. He's going to get cooked. Good cornerbacks get cooked by Devontae Adams. Would you want the Eagles to draft John Runyon Jr.? What round? Thanks, my man. Kano going crazy with no dog parks right now. Hey, I feel you, bro. You got to keep him entertained. That's a big dog, man. He want to get his space. Appreciate it, though. It was cool. I'm a dog dude, so I liked it. If we get Julio, it's just to shake things up, and the NFL will be predicted. Hey, I ain't mad. So this is a good question. I'll let Kara be the one to ask it, and I'm going to just repeat it out loud. So is everybody enjoying quarantine? Probably not. Lamar Thomas, glad we ain't throw a second round for that fragile Cooks. I agree 100% with you. Second round pick for him is too much. Antonio Gannon Golden, wide receiver, late round sleeper pick. I agree 100%, D. Hurley. Obviously, I'm looking at Gannon Golden around that later third, somewhere in the third, maybe the fourth, early fourth though. But I like him. Alan Riley, hey, did you hear the rumor about Cam Newton coming to Philly? Yeah, I don't think it will happen. I think he's going to get wherever he will go. He's going to want to start. He's also going to want to get paid a little bit, maybe not super big dollars, but of course, we're always looking for a decent backup, even though we signed Nate Sudfeld to a one-year deal. But I couldn't see it. Are you still going live with Gay City and Philly Fresh on Saturday? All day. And like I said, for those who didn't enter the competition, I think, I'm going to pull the winner of the competition is going to get pulled out Friday. Tomorrow's video is going to have the winner. Now I'm going to go live with Gate City and Philly Fresh on Saturday. And then the whole week, next week, I'm going to figure out the person who won schedule so we can go live and get it going. Ewick has a few times when I've done mock drafts, it's usually Hamler around 53. Hey, I agree. Why no one wants Cam? I'll take him. The Bull Philly, it's not that we don't want him. He would be a great backup. But when do you think Cam Newton is going to take a $7, $8, $9 million deal? Because you can't pay your backup quarterback 15 mil, 20 mil. And 20 million for a quarterback is cheap. Dak Prescott's going to make $33 million on a franchise tag. Carson Wentz is making $35 million. Tom Brady's is still getting paid a little bit less, still making $27 million in Tampa Bay or something like that. So you can't pay Cam Newton the money he wants. And there's teams that could use a starting quarterback. So pay Cam Newton $20 million to play for the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, no, they're going to draft Joe Burrows. But, there's places out there. The Chargers. Why not? Stuff like that. It's not that I don't like them. I still think Cam Newton got gas left in the tank. I tell you what, bro, we need to figure out the identity of the guys we have on the offensive staff. A lot of dudes, hard to really know who's going to do what. Anything better than Mike Groh. Listen, after we did a lot of stuff, I'm starting to like what we were able to configure and get together. Marty Morningway calling the plays itself might not be so good. The dude we got from Denver Broncos calling the plays after being fired might not be so good. But them being able to whisper in Doug's ears when Doug's getting a little bit too Dougish, we all know, not running the ball and stuff like that. I think it's going to be good. But Doug Peterson is still going to call the plays, and I think we're going to be all right. I think these are developing minds who are going to help our young people in this game. Since Judy and Ruggs are the same team, which do you think have a better? Oh, since Judy and Ruggs are on the same team, which do you think is better? I'm wondering who gets the most defense. Look, me, I love Ruggs. Jerry Judy was more productive on the team. Henry Ruggs was their explosive playmaker. Them players on separate teams, Judy's probably more productive, and Henry Ruggs is probably used more than just explosive plays. So it's hard to really say who would fit the Eagles better. Henry Ruggs probably. That's depending on what you're going to do with DeSean Jackson. Like DeSean Jackson still got burner speed, but he's only going to be here for maybe 2 more years. So if you're looking for another burner to outlast the next 7 years when Jackson leaves, it's Ruggs. If you're looking for your number one who's like an Odell Beckham type who can still get vertical, but it's not, he's going to beat you. He's going to use his route running and some Amari Cooper-ish, but I'll be in that fold on the road. That's Jerry Judy. We picking a wide receiver first round and wide receiver second round. Watch. Hey, Corey Hall, I ain't opposed to it. I do think linebacker got to be some type early. I think there's going to be playmakers that can start right away, some type early. If we went wide receiver first and second round linebacker, I think we could still get a solid wide receiver in the third round. I think we could. But it's been a while since I've seen any team go back-to-back same positions. I'm not saying it's impossible, though. I know the need is there, though. Don't get me wrong, Corey Hall. And I would love it. We love the new toy, the new explosive weapons. I play Madden. You know how dirty that would be with Carson Wentz? I'm just playing. It would be dirty in real life, too. That makes sense about Sidney Jones or Maddox. Yeah, at the end of the day, they will never have to D in number one again. The number one goes over here. Here comes Slay. The number one goes over here. Here comes Slay. The number one receiver lines up in the slot, and Slay is D'ing him in the slot. Simple and plain. Let that boy chase. I'm dead. If Justin Jefferson gets picked before 21, we should draft Kenneth Murray and then go get KJ Hamler or T. Higgins or Jalen Reagor. At 53, I don't think Reagor or Higgins will be there. Would I love them there? Yes. But I'm also got to talk what I honestly think would happen too. I don't think Higgins is going to be in the top 15 of the second. And I think Reagor is going to be in the top 20 of the second at the latest. And actually, we're 21, so it could be some crazy where Reagor gets picked second round, 17th overall, which is only, 4 spots up, so that would be 47. Who is going to be our third runner back? At this point, it looks like it's going to be Elijah Holyfield until otherwise. Don't be surprised if we don't take a 5th round runner back who's one of them bigger backs, a guy who can get that, one fall forward for 1 yard. Kevin FU. KJ Hill in the 4th round. I like that. Yo, bro, would the Eagles address our offensive line? What position do you feel like it? I mean, the most glaring one is possibly a swing guard. Swing. Who can play guard or tackle because, we lost Vitae. But I think center, and I like Matt Hennessy, but he's looking more to be a 3rd round pick, or earlier 3rd round pick. Earlier, he was falling later. I don't know if we can get him, but we do got to address center. Jason Kelce wants to retire. After getting snubbed from the all-decade team, he might be really mad and just be like, I'm done. I'm just kidding. With all this talent at wideout, I believe we will go defense first. Not mad at it either. Hey, and if Howie Roseman still has that same free agency mindset, in free agency, we went all defense. And every time we thought we were going to sprinkle in a little offense, it was some more defense. So if Howie Roseman is feeling how deep this draft class is at wide receiver, I would not put it past him. Would I do that myself? No. Would I be mad at it? Depending on who we get, probably no. Because at the end of the day, if we get a defensive player in the first round, and then we either end up getting Chase Claypool, Brandon Ayuk, KJ Hamler, maybe now because we got a defensive player, we move up in the second to get the Jalen Riegers. If you get a defensive player in Jalen Rieger and then come back and get Van Jefferson in the fifth or the fourth, we might be a little bit mad now, but throughout the season, it might pay off. A guy like Van Jefferson, a guy like Kevin just said, KJ Hill, these guys are going to be late thirds, early fourths, maybe late fourths. So in the third or fourth round, you get a guy like Van Jefferson, you got either Claypool, Ayuk, Rieger, Hamler in the second, and you got your stud linebacker in the first. It's going to hurt our feelings come draft day. But if we start out 6-0, we'll be changing our minds real quick. I'm not saying we will, but, stuff like that. Sorry, I let it jump a little bit. So if I didn't get your comment and you really want to be answered, just say it again. I'm trying to see where I was, but I want to go wide receiver, but I don't think we will. I'm actually leaning more towards if there was any draft that Howie Roseman said, you know what, we have to take a wide receiver first. It's this draft. Well, not this draft because, like I said, there's depth. It's with this team of wide receivers not being able to be healthy, not being explosive at certain times, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, there's the depth that is available to us. Again, what if it all plays out that we get the Patrick Queen or the Kenneth Murray in the first? Then we do get Chase Claypool and or KJ Hamler, Brandon Ayuk, or maybe now Howie moves up from 53rd to 29th. To 39th or to 42nd. And we get Jalen Rieger or T. Higgins. So now you got a stud linebacker, a guy who can be your dude. Then you go blah, blah, blah in the third. And then in the fourth round, you get the KJ Hill, the Van Jefferson. And it's like, KJ Hill, Jalen Rieger, okay. And then the season starts and it works to our favor. If it don't, then it'll be a lot of heck to pay. But it's a wait and see thing. But it could be as simple as that, right? Draft Denzel at 21. Call it a day. My guy, appreciate the super chat. I seen him mocked with us taking Gross Matos at 21. Another pass rusher, right? How he loves his pass rushers. He definitely does. James Hurley, what do you think about Jalen Rieger? I don't want to say too much right now because tomorrow I will be dropping my KJ Hamler versus Jalen Rieger video. So I got a lot of information to say. I don't want to give too much up, but I like the dude. Rock the artist. They should have kept Jordan Howard. Hey, I wish, but he wanted to get a little bit more of a bag. He didn't get paid, but I don't think we were going to be able to do that. Plus, we would have lost one of our comp picks. Not this year. We got a comp pick next year for him, not resigning. Do you think Parks could be a good job at linebacker in a dime package? Oh, yeah. He's going to come down and play in the box on nickel packages and stuff like that, on our sub packages. But when we stick to the 4-3 base, you need all three. Eagles are going to play most of their defensive plays are going to be run with two linebackers on the field. So, what linebacker would you pick in a second? Like a Malik Harrison. I like Malik Harrison. Depending on where Akeem Davis Gaither is, he's a guy who switches out. Every time I do a mock draft, he switches. I see him fall to the third. I see him get picked up in the second. I like Akeem Davis Gaither. I like Malik Harrison. Jordan Brooks. Troy Dye, because of the injury, is falling. So that could be a guy that if we went linebacker deeper in the third, I think Troy Dye could be there at 103 now. Jalen Williams, what do you think about John Brown to replace Djax next year? John Brown is a free agent next year. I think he's cheap, and I think not super cheap, but he's not going to require big money. You probably get him for around $7 to $9 million at the most, and he's reliable. You saw what he did with Buffalo. He's been a deep threat wherever he went. Now, see, Djax has more to his game, but John Brown, he would fill in. How old is John Brown though? I know he played for Baltimore. I know he played for the Buffalo previously. Receiver, linebacker, swing OT, trade the rest of the picks and get one of the great wide receiver. Who agrees? Try and time to learn this draft thing. Hey, I ain't mad at you, the Bull Philly. Also, can we get Tyler Johnson or James Porchett in the 5th? Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota. I like him. Do you think we are going to acquire a defensive end? Do you see Brandon Graham playing as long as Trent Cole did for us? I think Brandon Graham got a lot more left in the tank because how he came out more later in his career. But yeah, I think the Eagles will look at defensive end probably somewhere in them 3 4th round picks. I think we go defensive end somewhere in there. Oh, my bad. We didn't hop on Yannick. Feels like we're going to ride it out again. Yannick would have cost a lot, but like I said, I think we're going to get a defensive end somewhere in that 4th round area. Fly Eagles TV, what is going on? Master P. Philly Mike, what is up? Yeah, I accept your challenge. I'm gonna do it. I commented on that video and I'm gonna do it. I've been slacking. But yeah, it's good with the quarantine. I got you, bro. I'm going to shout you out in it too. Clowney probably he said he'd take a little cut. He said he'll take a cut. I mean, every day that Clowney don't get signed, he's going to lower his asking price. I think you put him to sleep. I'm just kidding. Would you draft or pick up a quarterback to be the new backup? I saw a mock draft where we picked a quarterback up like in the 6th round or something crazy, or 5th round or something crazy like that. I mean, do you think a draftee in the 5th or 6th is better than Nate Sudfeld? John Brown will be better with Carson. Josh Allen is inconsistent with his arm. Josh Allen is inconsistent, but he does got a big arm. But yeah, I agree. Carson Wentz, 100% better. Fly Eagles TV, I agree. As of right now, we're negative 25 million in the hole come next year on the cap. But the boy Howie Roseman, a cap wizard, he'll get us out of it. I guarantee he's going to restructure some stuff, do some things. Philly take with RB. Kara Poole was just asking about you. He said, what happened to RB? I said, you put him to sleep. But I guess he woke up. Early record predictions. Still haven't been, the schedule's not, there yet. We know who we're playing, but not when we're playing them. At the end of the day, I'm saying we're going to win double-digit games, regardless of what we do. If we stay any type of healthy, we're going to win double-digit games. I can't get the exact score, but double-digit games, I would be okay with let me do that. 11-5, something along the lines. Of course, I want more. I want that first round bye. What do you think, Philly take with RB? I just saw my man put this up. At the end of the day, yeah, man, we got 32 people left in here. Don't know who in here already hit that like button, but yo, this takes 1 second. Click off the live chat. Boop. Click the like button. Boop. Come back to the live chat. Boop. And we good. Go ahead, Car. Answer the question from Amanda Bull Philly. Do we have a third runner back? Answer from Tanner Moose in the 4th. He's a sleeper. He could be a linebacker. Actually, I haven't really heard too much of him. I heard about some later linebackers like Joe Bashi, a couple other ones, but I'm going to look at him. What do you mean you don't have a second one? Boston Scott's on the team. That's our second running back. He's asking a third running back on the depth chart. Who are we going to use? Who do we have? Who do you think will be our third guy in the rotation? Stuff like that. Look, at the end of the day, we're winning double-digit games. Double-digit games if we stay healthy. I mean, I know we're going to put together, we still got, our draft picks and whatnot, but if we just stay healthy, double-digit wins. I hear you, Cash Face. It's about that time. Hit that 1 hour mark. I got, it's quarantine and all that stuff, but, I got a family member coming over that I haven't seen in a minute. You're supposed to see your family all the time, and he's not from any place that, is heavy with the virus. He's in a very, mild spot. He only lives an hour away from me, but I haven't seen him with everything going on with his kids and my kids. But he's coming over, we going, relax, and so stuff like that. He's not an Eagle fan though, so can't really fully respect him like that. You know what I mean? What's wrong with him? Do you think Jatavius Brown will get any starts at linebacker? I think he will. I think he'll come in on a lot of, again, he runs a 4.4, so he's a fast guy. And he actually has potential and upside, but he's also a guy who tend to get hurt a little bit. He'll be a guy I see us using sub packages. I just don't think he's that main guy you can keep in the middle. I don't think he can play the mic. That's what we need. Between Nathan Gary, Jatavius Brown, we got guys who can play the Sam and the Will. We need a true Mike linebacker. I agree with Tara. The tougher, the better. Got to prove ourselves somehow. Yes, at the end of the day, I mean, again, the object is just to get to the playoffs. But if you get to the playoffs and in them 16 games, you beat 5 teams over 500 and the rest of the wins are all scrubs, that's how teams come into the playoffs with a good record and get beat right away. So, battle tested. Philly Wolf 90, we don't have a choice. It's either draft a receiver in the first round or I don't know what our chances will be to win the NCF next year. We won the NFC with no receivers. So listen, let me just say this. I agree we need to draft a receiver. But guess what? DeSean Jackson missed the most time he's ever missed in his life. Prior to missing this, in 2000, I think it was 16, 17, and 18, he played double digits games every single time. So in 16, it was like 15 games. In 17, it was like 14 games. And 18, it was like 12 games. 19, it was a game and 2 quarters. So just DeSean Jackson comes back is a different element to the offense that we didn't have. Do we remember what we were saying on every channel? Every channel was saying it. My channel was saying it. Lord Brunson's channel was saying it. Philly 500 was saying it. We were all saying this. If we get to the playoffs and we beat Seattle, Carson Wentz wasn't hurt then, but if we beat Seattle with a healthy Carson Wentz and DeSean Jackson comes back in the divisional round, now you got nobody's double teaming Zach Ertz. Dallas Goedert got more free reign of the field. Greg Ward Jr. in the slot is open more because DeSean Jackson's taking the top off. So we were ready to say that with DeSean Jackson back, we're ready to compete again. But now we forgot that he's going to be back. Again, he can get hurt. I know that. That's why we have to get insurance on DeSean Jackson. But let's not forget that 16, 17, 18, he played double-digit games. And he played 1 game and 2 quarters. He's had the most rest he had in his life. He's going to give us some play this year. Let me just get to some of these real quick. What will our next player trade if not Yannick? I don't think we trade him for a player until maybe during the next season. I would like the Eagles to draft Anthony Jennings as our next future linebacker. He would be like a Jeremiah Trotter type linebacker. I'm definitely going to check him out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 10-6, but still a lot of all season left to be seen. Is this year the year we finally break the NFC East curse? Oh yeah, the NFC East curse is what he's talking about. Is nobody was able to win it back to back in a while. It's been a while since people won back to back NFC East titles, and we're going to break it. Davion Taylor in the 5th, linebacker from Colorado, ran a 4.45. Ooh, that's fast. Be nice to your kids, Kara. Don't be calling them that. It's not nice. Mike, yeah, it's tough, but our division should still be soft. True. That's 6 games, right? Rocking out till you sign out, bro. Hey, I ain't mad. The Bull Philly, you've been here for a minute. Appreciate you, my guy. What do you think about Claypool? I think he's a stud. I think he's raw because the quarterback play at ND was bad. The quarterback play really hurt this guy's true potential in college. With all that being said, when you look at the attributes, we've never seen someone at his height, his weight, his speed. Actually, we did. One person, Megatron. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Megatron, but when you see something that is a tribute to that or has the same attributes as a guy who is that big, that tall, that everything, you got to pay attention to it. The way he ran at the 40, impressive. The way he can go up and get the ball and play tight end in the slot and move out, impressive. But again, he's raw. There's stuff that got to be worked on with him. And the quarterback play, like I said, it was part of it. Now, at the end of the day, he could be drafted in the 2nd round, where I think he's going to fall in the late 2nd. So we could get him at 53, I believe. The late 2nd round, Chase Claypool's going to go. 5 years from now, we all could be saying, dang, look at him. Calvin Johnson Jr. Will Brady in the NFC change defense? I can't wait. I want to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs. If you had to rank our schedule difficulty 1 to 10, where would you rank it? It's a solid 8. I also like Malik Harrison because he's physical and can tackle, and he's a bigger hitter. I agree 100%. 2 injury prone W. I don't even know. I lost the context of that. LOL, even family members can get it. Hey, I ain't mad at the game. Word. The only teams that generally make me worried about us facing is the Saints and Seahawks. They have our number. Dallas Goedert is heavier and more physical than Zach Ertz. He's younger, but yeah, he's but Zach Ertz is still reliable. 2 times. Player get one injury and we ready to throw him to the wolves. Hey, yo, I am at the game. Listen, I'm telling you right now, DeSean Jackson has not been this rested. And the injury would have been better if we did the right things early when we should have. Should have got surgery right away. But at the end of the day, we all sat here and said, but we all agreed. If we get a deep threat to open this offense up, Greg Ward Jr., who was catching in the slot already, has more room to work with. Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz, each one of them were getting double teamed. One of them were getting double teamed each time. Won't be able to get double teamed. The defenses creeping up these safeties won't be able to do that. The extra guy in the box to stop Miles Sanders won't be able to do that. All that stuff changes with Djax. Listen, a guy like DeSean Jackson can have 3 catches for 33 yards and still impact a game. For the simple fact that he only had 3 catches for 33 yards. But we probably sent this guy deep 3 to 5 times in that game. And each time we sent him deep, he didn't catch the ball. But maybe that's how Dallas Goedert scores a 35-yard touchdown. Maybe that's how Miles Sanders slips out of the thing and gets a touchdown. Maybe that's how this guy does this. Again, DeSean Jackson can have a 3-catch, 33-yard game and possibly impacted it because Zach Ertz wasn't doubled. This guy wasn't doubled. Miles Sanders gets matched up on a linebacker now. All this stuff. Just because DeSean Jackson is like, oh, wait, back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Watch over here. Now they're playing more, cover. They're playing more cover in the back. They're doing a lot of different things. So DeSean Jackson's Redskins game, where he had, what do you have, like 7 catches for $100, like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 150 yards. Well, he definitely impacted that game. But even a 3 for 33, he impacts it is because the way the defense played us. The Eagles' offense was like this. Oh, touchdown. Nope, we got to score again. You know, you're going to see something different with a guy like DeSean Jackson there. We already have 2 injury-prone wide receivers. Not drafting a first-round and a second-round receiver. History will repeat itself. It could. That's why we still need to get receivers. Listen, I'm not saying because DeSean Jackson, because I think DeSean Jackson's back, we don't need to draft him. But I also want to say that our receiver core is already getting better by getting DeSean Jackson. But I agree 100% we need to get some talent on the outside. I think DeSean Jackson got injured because you know that tuck and roll he did probably messed up his muscle by doing that. And I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but I know he should have got the surgery. And if you would have got that surgery, he would have been back. You would have played. Yep, he would have been there. He would have been there. He would have been back when we decided to actually play him and he got hurt. That's when he would have been back, healthy. At the end of the day, our Achilles heel the last 2 years has been injuries, and we still somehow made it to the playoffs. Let's just stay healthy. Chase Claypool will beat Kevin Benjamin before he got hurt. Better speed. Hey, before he got hurt and fat. Yeah, I agree. Chase Claypool is a big receiver who looks like a tight end, and he looks like he can play both positions. I agree. What do you think about AJ Terrell? PAO 1908. If you don't know, I don't know how long you've been on my channel or live chats, but Carol Poole, that's why she said, yo, AJ Terrell's my guy. It is. Looked like we could possibly get him in a second, but he looked like he's moving up earlier second, so I don't know. It's rough. AJ Terrell's a stud, though. Trade Ertz for Samuels. Wait, trade Ertz for Samuels and Panthers first pick. All right, that makes sense. When you just said Samuels, I was like, yo, what's my man doing? Go get Tyler. Go get Tyler. Go all defense in the draft too. Or it's the quarantine. He said go to get all defense, or is the quarantine getting to me? Sorry, I couldn't finish it. That was funny. Yeah. Hey, that whole sentence for me, because you said trades Ertz for Samuels to the Panthers. I'm like, just Samuels? And then I saw you said the first round pick too. So I kind of was like, And then when you said, is the quarantine getting to me? It might, bro. It's getting to me too. Rough. And it's like I'm not even that scared to go outside and do what I gotta do. But I got kids and stuff, so I'm not going to chance nothing. At the end of the day, I mean, Rudy Gobert thought he was funny with that la 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 la. Look what happened. And again, he survived it. But I got a 6-month-old baby, a 4-year-old, 14-year-old. Like, I ain't playing around. Philly Mike for the OC got my vote. Like, oh yeah, let's go. He got my vote. Breakdown on the 2 times questions. Hey, that's crazy. I'm waiting. I keep looking at my phone because I'm waiting for him to text me. He said he'll be here like around 9. It's like 9:18. He late. Now I'm out. I don't even want him to come over anymore. I'm just kidding. What do you think about the speedy running back from CFU, Keelan? Not too sure. Paulie Brooks. I'm gonna have to look it up though. Definitely gonna look him up. We are already an hour and 19 minutes in. That's why I told him to be here at 9 o'clock. I told him I was only going to do a 50-minute live. You get here at 9 o'clock, it's all good. But we chilling for a little bit longer. Ryan Lands. As of right now, we have one of the worst receiving cores, but add Ruggs, and we got one of the best. That is agreed. Never know what will happen. Last year at the start of the season, people were saying we had one of the best receiving cores in the league. That is true too. Injuries happened, which made a receiving core not so lethal. As I'm about to get to the next guy, Lethal Talon 24. Djax would have been back by the Cowboys game if he did got surgery. Agree 100%. 100%. Market and Michelle needs a fair shake this season. Hey, I was so surprised. Listen, when we brought Greg Ward Jr. up in the middle of the season, I was happy. Then we brought up Robert Davis. All right, cool. I said the next guy is going to be Market and Michelle. Then we brought up Deontay Burnett. Now, I ain't mad. Deontay Burnett had one or two good catches. But I'm like, yo, why did the Eagles go back out and re-sign Market and Michelle on the practice squad for them to keep passing them up? Listen, Deontay Burnett, we re-signed Market and Michelle to the practice squad either at the beginning of the year or early in the year. You know what I mean? Deontay Burnett came to the practice squad late and got picked over Market and Michelle. So my question is, he's a fan favorite as a practice squad receiver, not as a big-time receiver. But what is going on with him and the coaching staff or the upper tier, the Harry Rosemans? Why can't he get on the field? Why can't he make the roster? Anybody know? I've only got Terrell once in my mock drafts. Breaks my heart. Yo, listen, at the end of the day, you love him that much, just take him at 21. I mean, it's not a real mock draft, but then you can be like, yes, got him. Djax did that his whole career. Be easy, Steph and LeBron. What are your thoughts on bringing Shady back, even if it's only a mentor of Miles Sanders? Cheap deal, I'll do it. Without Djax, Sanders was our most explosive players. Yes, and it's bad when your most explosive player is your running back, but that's what we needed. And like you said, DeSean Jackson's back. Even the 3 for 33, it changes the complex of the game. By the way, I got Jefferson better than Ruggs. You must be real tired. Good night. I'm just kidding. I hear you, bro. He's productive, but at a position that, I think we're already pretty decent at. But I hear you, bro. When you love a guy, stay loving the guy. I ain't mad at it. So the reason Djax didn't get the surgery is because, A, they did say it can correct itself. And B, sometimes surgeries will be successful and it will. I agree. Listen, he's a human being. Maybe he has some type of, dang, I don't want surgeries in my last resort, blah, 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 blah. People say it's as easy as this and that. Maybe the doctors told him to. Maybe he didn't want to. At the end of the day, he got enough rest. And then he got surgery. So he's going to be good. Double-digit games. And he's going to be my prediction of him is he gets double-digit games and he's available during the playoffs because we will be in the playoffs. Daddy Long, my goodness. With the trade chatter about Rasul Douglas straight up for Dante Pettis, how likely do you think we can finesse a trade to do that 13th pick from San Fran, our first? Douglas and maybe a 7th for our guy? Whoa, just Douglas in the 7th? You're saying Douglas in the 7th for the 13th? Or are you including our 21st too? Let me know. Caroline Carroll, I don't want Justin Jefferson. Somebody better move up in the draft. I heard they suggested him not to get. I heard that they suggested him not to get it. I don't know what you mean. Brings 301. Get hip about Quez Watkins, 6'2", deep threat. I point the ball. Hey, Brinks, bro, I don't know how long you've been to my channel, but I already talked about Quez Watkins a month ago. Right after the NFL Combine, my bad, guys. I put a video up saying 5 receivers that impressed me with their 40. And my explanation of Quez Watkins was this. He was one of the 5 guys that impressed me. He ran a 4.35 out of Mississippi State. And I said, when I saw this guy run, I said, who is this guy? So I had to do my due diligence. I watched some tape on him. And in the video, I watched tape early. So I was only able to talk about his speed and talk about how I like him possibly in the 4th round, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, man, LB, I commented on LB's video, and you know what I mean. At the end of the day, smart dude, LB, respect him to death. And I told him, like, yo, I loved all the guys you named. Some of these guys are going to be later picks, but that's why the Eagles should double dip at receiver, 2 of them. But Quez Watkins, again, Mississippi State, under the radar, 4.35, second to Henry Ruggs, and I like the dude. But yo, Brinks 301, appreciate you, bro. But like I said, this was like a month ago, like right after the combine, I did it. And it wasn't to say these are my 5 draft picks who we should take. It was 5 guys that impressed me. It was Henry Ruggs, because he ran that 4.27, 4.28. Jefferson, because he was bigger, and I was surprised he ran a 4.43. Denzel Mims, with his height, who I really like, he ran a 4.38, surprised me. Devin Duvernay ran a 4.39, I want to say. That surprised me. And Quez Watkins running second to Henry Ruggs, 4.35, impressed me. So I was already peeped to him a little bit. But I hear you, bro. Nah, you can't be selfish. You got to chill in for your family. Oh, yeah. I'm not going out anyways. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, like I said, I got kids. I'm gonna take care of me myself. I'm the provider. I gotta do it. You know, YouTube ain't paying my bills, so I gotta go out there and make money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, B's out the trap. I appreciate you though. If Greg Ward starts in the slot, what happens if we draft Jefferson? Would they completely compete for the slot? No, listen, Jefferson is a guy who I honestly believe, just watching him play, I believe he can play on the outside. Now, the way they used him at LSU, the way he was the most productive was in the slot. But if you watch a lot of LSU, not just highlights, but just watch actual game films, like I'm actually gonna put in the description in my next video. I forgot which one it was. I gotta double check it before I say it. I want to be wrong. There was one game that he played still in the slot a lot, but a decent amount in the X. I think he can do it, but I know for a fact Mims can do it, even if it's against lesser talent. All right, that makes sense then. That makes sense. I thought you were just saying without our first. I was about to say, what? Do you like quarterback Nate Stanley out of Iowa? And where did you see the mock draft where the Eagles drafted a quarterback? And can you share it to me, please, in the chat? I have to find it again. Yeah, it was late. It was like the 5th round. I'll find it and I will share it under this video. So when I'm done with this video, give me like 30 minutes and come back and look at the comment sections. I'll have it there. I know you love quarterbacks, Kevin Curran. Having Ruggs and Jefferson would be like having a young Mike Quick and DeSean Jackson in their primes. Hey, I know I saw you in the video games killing it. Carol Poole, who knows, sometimes they say stuff that makes us pissed at players. Hey, I ain't mad. We shouldn't move up at all, in my opinion. I'll take Mims or Murray at 21. My guy. Djax open the field for everyone else. His whole career is what he's meant to do. Correct. And if you think once he starts opening the field, right, DeSean Jackson, go straight, do what you got to do. Or, a little, stop and go. Just do what you got to do. Then Zach Ertz catches a 25-yard pass. All right, boom, 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 boom. Ward for 15. Boom, 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 boom. Arcega-Whiteside, please God, for 30 yards. Boom, 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 boom. Then they start sleeping on Djax, and that's when, bang, over the top. Like, it helps. Listen, this is exactly how defenses looked at us. It was like this. All right, safeties, they creeping up. Linebackers, they pinching up. Everything is tightening up. Because our offense was like this. Tight end, running back, tight end, running back, receiver, tight end. Running back, tight end, receiver. Out of 10 plays, a receiver would be happy to touch the ball twice out of 10 plays. It was rough way to go. But anyways, somehow, some way, Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson was able to methodically bring us down the field, slowly but surely, to get touchdowns. But you got to have a deep threat. Torrey Smith was our deep threat in the Super Bowl season. Torrey Smith was really, really good his young days in Baltimore. But at that time, we got an old man Torrey Smith. But he ran straight, and it helped the offense. And when people slept on him, we go over the top every once in a while. Oof. You catch me off guard if I can just give it to you right now, like, cause I haven't fully thought about it, but I would just say this. Let's say we stay at 21. Say we stay at 21. I'm going Mims, Malik Harris, Malik Harris. I don't know what I'll do with that third round. Maybe Matt Hennessy if he's still there. It's a later 103. So I'll go Mims, Malik Harris, maybe Matt Hennessy, center, which is not desperate need, but we're going to need to replace Jason Kelsey if he retires anytime soon. And then fourth is that other wide receiver. So maybe a Van Jefferson, a KJ Hill, a Quez Watkins. You know, one of them guys who are talented enough but still fell to the third, fourth because there's so much other talent. So I would go receiver, linebacker, either defensive end or center, and then another receiver. Well, I'm getting 2 receivers before all the talent's gone. But thanks for putting me on the spot. We're not taking a slot guy in the draft. Greg Ward is our guy. Yo, listen, if Greg Ward was able to get production when the defense was kind of focused on the tight ends and Greg Ward, how much more production can Greg Ward get when you got Djax, a drafty, tight ends, Miles Sanders, Carson Wentz, Keenan, and then now you got Greg Ward probably running free. You know, Greg Ward's going to be better. You think the Eagles draft a defensive end first round? I don't believe so, but I would not put it past Howie Roseman. He does stuff like that all the time. I don't like that Mims had 24 drops in college career compared to Jefferson, who had 7 drops in his career. Mims dropped the ball 24 times in his career. I'm gonna double check that, but that's a lot. I know Mims had thought he had like 7 or 8 drops last season, but again, listen, he plays on the outside. What I'm saying is I do believe Justin Jefferson, listen, and even Robert Sr., at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson showed most of his production in the slot. I agree, but he does have the attributes, and there is tape of him playing the X position. Not often, but he does do it every once in a while. I do think he could play that position on the outside, but I'm more confident in Mims. That's what it is. I mean, it's rough, and at the end of the day, the Eagles going to do what the Eagles going to do, and that's what worries me a little bit. Like, I think there's no way they don't go receiver, but again, if the receiving class is as deep as we think, and there's a Patrick Queen or a Kenneth Murray on the table at 21, it gets rough. I don't think we go linebacker until the third, to be honest. Carapool, my whole offseason, that's what I was saying. The third round pick was where we were going to get our linebacker. Then we traded the favorable third round pick, the 85th overall, for Darius Slay. I still said third round pick, our linebacker. Then I started seeing mock drafts where some of the playmakers that were falling, the Jordan Brooks, the Keem Davis Gaithers, the Malik Harrisons, the Troy Dyes, the Willie Gay Juniors, moving up. And so that's why I've been moving my pick up a little bit. But linebacker is the biggest blinking. Listen, the opposite corner to Darius Slay, people are worried about. But as I said early in this video, and I'm going to say one more time, when you got Sidney Jones or Avonte Maddox, or even a guy like Trevor Williams, who we got to see if he can be healthy. If you got these guys playing the number 1 receiver, you better be scared. Devontae Adams in that Packers game, Darby, maybe Darby was there or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But it's Darby. Jalen Mills wasn't there. So Devontae Adams matched up with Sidney Jones, cooked him to death before his hamstring got hurt. He matched up with Devontae Maddox, cooked him before Sendejo took him out in that Packers game. If you have Darius Slay following, they don't got to deal with that guy. They don't got to deal with a number one. So they're going to be a little bit better. Instead of Yannick, would you pick Everson Griffin on a cheap deal? Everyone's forgetting about him. He's still out there. I like him. Arthega can catch. He just needs to be pristine in his route running. I think he become Marvin Jones-esque. I like that. At the end of the day, yeah, I agree. One thing, though, his route running and the fact that I think the Eagles put too much on his plate early. I mean, there's receivers you can put a lot on their plate and they can thrive. But when you saw him not running the right routes and all this, it was time to stop trying to train him as the X, the Y, and the Z, and just let him focus on one thing and let him get certain things under his belt. You know what I'm saying? But the Eagles got to do a better job of that this year because we need him to come out. Second-round pick can't go to waste. I wasn't talking about you if you thought I was talking about you. Everybody else is staying in. Oh, no, yeah, definitely. But, you know, I'm going to stay in. Like I said, I got a family member coming over who lives an hour away, but he's in a spot that is not coronaed up, and he's good. I'll check his temperature. I'm just kidding. But, yeah, man, keep it in. I got kids. Like I said, I ain't trying to play around. I feel you, though. The Bull Philly, Jefferson, Mims, over Mims. I've been saying this. I know. And listen, in that video, I said it's close. Because I do believe Jefferson can play outside, I think it's close. Yeah, I got to keep the hat on because all the barbershops are closed around here. I got one of my barbers, you know, make sure he clears up and he's good. I might have to have him come to the crib and cut my hair because it's rough up there right now. But the barbershops are closed over here. You know what I mean? So it's rough, real rough. I'm a big fan of Brandon Ayuk. He's my guy, to be honest. Explosive with great hands. I like him. I like him a lot. He finishes runs like a running back. He can get down the field. He ran a 4.45. No, a 4. Was it a 4.45 or a 4.5? I think he ran like a 4.5 at the 40. It was a horrible 40. But again, we're just hearing that he's getting core muscle surgery. And so if he's getting core muscle surgery, he probably ran that 40 when he was hurt, but he's explosive and I like him. But because he's getting core muscle surgery, maybe he slips to the second round at 53. So does loneliness, Jason. Sorry. That's funny. Philly, your streams really make the time as quarantine go by fast. Appreciate the grind, bro. All day, every day. And yo, listen, you already know, Saturday, Philly Fresh, Gate City Sports Channel, we going to go live. And we might have a fourth person come on live with us. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll find out when it comes down to it. I don't even think Gate City Sports Channel or Philly Fresh know. If they're listening, probably not. But they don't even know. But we're going to see. And at the end of the day, like I said, the people who entered my competition, tomorrow I'm doing a video, Jalen Reagor versus KJ Hamler, the comparison, how I like each player differently, what they do good, what they do bad, in my eyes, where I think they're going to be drafted. Could the Eagles get them? Yes, no, all that good stuff. And at the end of the video, I'm going to pull out of a hat, maybe this hat, maybe not, because I can't let my hair be shown until I get my hair cut. With that being said, the winner is going to come on a live stream with me, and we're going to chop it up, do a quick one, not too long, 30 minutes, 40 minutes live stream, call it a day. And I'm going to make sure the person who comes on is available to get it done the right way. Justin Jefferson had a better quarterback than Mims. True that. Mims' quarterback was type suspect too. Yeah, Mike, thanks for entertaining us. 2 more weeks of craziness. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, the draft comes, and the streams are going to be everybody saying, I knew we were going to do something stupid, or really happy about it. You know how us Eagle fans are. It's hard to keep us mellow. We either up or we down. We don't stay here. We up here or we down here. I was wondering why the Eagles didn't use G Ward on any trick plays in the playoffs when Carson got out. Hey, they should have used him when he got out. They should have used him when he was in. You gotta do that stuff, you know? I mean, look, Seattle killed us with a trick play. There was that stretch where like 3 teams back to back killed us with a trick play. So you got to be creative. And I do believe Doug Peterson is creative. I think Mike Groh was weighing him down. I think the fact that the whole injury bug was overwhelming him, everything that was on his plate. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses, but at the end of the day, coach got me a ring. And so I'm going to ride until he shows me otherwise. But yeah, he got to be creative. I agree. Joey's, love your streams, man. Keep it up. What's your opinion on keeping or dealing Alshon? I'm all for the money situation. It will really help our cap for next year. I just don't think we're going to be able to. There's been rumors out now that we've been trying to trade Alshon since 2019. So it shows it's not working. I do think if this guy gets healthy by week 7 or 8, is able to come back, if he's able to play and broadcast that he still got game left, his trade value rises up. Also, the fact that if we let him go in 2021 offseason, so next year's offseason, it doesn't hurt us as much. But again, if we get him back by week 7, he plays week 7 and week 8, maybe he plays him really good. Maybe you trade him before the trade deadline. It's probably right around week 8 anyways. Or maybe then you don't get rid of him in 2021, but now you have a foreseeable suitor. You have a suitor for him because he was able to play the second half of the year finally healthy. Because listen, if Alshon is the one talking crap, which we know he might be, I ain't about that. But I'm a person who says this. Alshon has not been healthy since the Super Bowl. If you get him healthy, he will be a pretty good wide receiver. A pretty good one. With that being said, we haven't seen him healthy, so I'm ready to part ways with him. But you get him back week 7, 8, you let him play, value goes up. Now, instead of trying to give him away for a 6th-round pick, you can actually get him off for a 4th or a 3rd because he showed value, showed he can stay healthy for the second part of the season. They did try to use G Ward once. They did use one trick play, and then G Ward just ran it for a couple yards or something. I want to say in the Vikings game, but they went straight for G Ward, and he had to run it. We played the Vikings early in the season. G Ward wasn't even on a team at that point. But I still respect you, gangsta. PAO 1908. I think me, Philly Fresh, and Gay City are going to do a stream together. I still would like to have Jalen Reagor despite his 40-yard dash performance. I know he's still a dangerous speed. Listen, he got game speed. One of the reasons Jalen Reagor, and this was in my video, so I'm giving a little part of my video. One of the reasons his 40 was 4.47 and pretty bad is because he put 10 pounds of muscle on right before the combine. He's back down to his 195 weight. Should have never got to 205 for the thing. But at the end of the day, he's a burner. And check that boy. He's a dirty punt returner too. Me too, bro. I'm starting to look like Jesus. I need to cut so bad. Word, you didn't even know. I try to do my beard up a little bit, but I'm scared because if I mess it up, my hair don't grow back quickly. So I ain't trying to be baby faced like that. But yeah, it's rough, man. But my mans did hit me up the other day and was like, yo, give me some time. Maybe in the weekend, I'll try to slide through. I'm going to have to spray him down with alcohol, before he comes to my house. Cut me in the, kitchen or something. I need it. Do you think Carson will return to MVP form soon, if not next season? Answer is, I think next season. I think this 2020 season, with the weapons we might be able to get him, I think he's going to ball out. I think what he showed at the end of last season, I liked how also Doug Peterson was letting him do more changing up the offense and calls at the line of scrimmage. I think he was giving Carson Wentz 2 plays and letting Carson dissect these 2 plays at the line more, giving him more free reign of the offense. I think they were rolling him out more at the end of the season. You started seeing more creative roll-ins. And like I said, there was a part in the season where he was second to Russell Wilson with the best quarterback rating rolling out the pocket, but we stay having him drop back in the pocket. And that's why that's his name, Rich Scangrello, he's a guy who is known for designing rollout plays. So that's why I like it. Doug Peterson's calling the plays. Marty Morningway is going to be that 35-year vet dude who can help him out in game situations. Still not call plays. It's Doug. And Rich Scangrello, or whatever his name is, he's going to design a lot of bootlegs, rolling out. And you let Carson roll out, it's going to be something nice. It could have been a different game. I don't remember which. It's all good. It's all good. It was after you subscribed to me. Just know that. And the Vikings game was before that. Cordarius Kid, my bad. It's been like hour 45 now. How you feel about Quez Watkins? Like the kid. At the end of the day, like I said, I put a video out a month ago after the combine, and I liked Quez Watkins. You can go check it out if you want. But at the end of the day, he's fast, second to Henry Ruggs, 4.35, came from Mississippi State, was productive. His senior year, he was his most productive, which you should be. You should go up each year. I think he's going to be available in the 4th round, possibly the 5th round. I know people love his speed and want to say 2nd or 3rd, but I'm telling you, he's going to be there in the 4th round. I like him, though. And that's why I think if we go receiver first, then 2nd and 3rd is to shore up some other things. And then you go your receiver in the 4th round, where you can still get a guy like maybe KJ Hill, maybe Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, Tyler Johnson, maybe with your late 3rd, or even KJ Hill or Van Jefferson with your late 3rd, that 103 pick. There's still a lot of things we can do. A lot of people want to go receiver 1 and receiver 2. Would I love to? Of course, yeah. It's new toys for Carson Wentz to play with. But it's been a while. I don't even remember the last time I saw a team go back-to-back the same position. It probably happened. I just don't remember it. And with that being said, you think the Eagles, who don't like to draft receiver 1, are going to go back-to-back? It could happen because the need is there. The need is there. But I'm trying to also think like back-to-back. You already probably are not used to giving your 1st-round pick for a receiver. Now you're going back-to-back. Not saying it can't happen, but it would be – we're talking about Howie Roseman and the Eagles. Maybe they forgot how to use a quarterback, meaning Ward. Yeah. I think they're going to be more – there got to be more trick plays coming out to 2020. Kevin Corrin, out of these quarterbacks, which one would fit the Eagles best? Nate Stanley, Jake Luton, Cole McDonald, or James Morgan. Can you do a video on these quarterbacks? I'll try to get one in. I'm going to try to. What do you think about Carlos Hyde on a minimum deal if he's still on the market? Bingo. I like him. I would like him. He's not better than Jordan Howard, but he can fit a Jordan Howard role. It wasn't Cowboys. Maybe it was the Seahawks. It was at the end of the season-ish. It was, or maybe it wasn't. No. I don't know. It was probably from week 12 or later. It was definitely week 12 or later. Anybody in the chat know when they tried to do the Greg Ward, where they did the reverse and they were going to have him throw it, and he was looking, and he pulled it down and ran for like 3 yards, 4 yards. It wasn't much. He got like 2 or 3 or 4 yards on the play, but he was looking to pass, and then he pulled it down and ran. Does anybody in the chat know when it was? It was week 12 or later. The trick play from the Vikings game I was mixed up was supposed to be Elliott to Goddard. Oh, yeah. I think the Eagles are going to draft an offensive tackle, then get a wide receiver. An offensive tackle? You don't like Andre Dillard? What's wrong with Andre Dillard? Andre Dillard is going to be a stud. Listen, when we asked him to play right tackle, he was trash. But when he played his natural position, left tackle, for 2 or 3 games, he played left tackle against the Chicago Bears, and he held his own against Khalil Mack. That's enough for me. Somebody to protect Wentz is something we need. One of the things is between Lane Johnson, going down, Jason Peters going in and out, so Andre Dillard wasn't being able to be ready. The fact that Andre Dillard had to come over here and play right tackle one time. The fact that, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going mind blank. The best right guard in the game. Oh my, that looks bad. Because Andre Dillard needs a backup, and so does Jason Kelce. Yeah, but you don't draft a first-round offensive tackle to be a backup. Oh, yeah, Brandon Brooks. Nothing but somebody behind Brandon Brooks. Yeah, Brandon Brooks, best right guard in the game. The best. Lane Johnson, one of the best right tackles. Andre Dillard, a first-round guy who I believe in. Isaac Samula, a later draft pick, but he can hold his own. Jason Kelce, a stud. Yes, Jason Kelce's retiring soon. We need to get offensive line depth, but they'll go first. You go first round offensive tackle, he's going to have to start. Martin Brawl. Yeah, I was meaning Brandon Brooks. I don't know why he was slept my mind like that. Best right tackle, the best right guard in the game. Lane Johnson's one of the best right tackles in the game. Andre Dillard is going to be good, though. He's definitely going to be good. He's going to be able to hold his own. He did it against Khalil Mack. He played bad when we put him on the right side. He said it was like writing with the other hand, which is not true. Shouldn't be true. Bro, Jefferson or Mims, if I had to just say it right now, I like them both. I wouldn't be mad at either, but I go Mims. At the end of the day, I'm going to be getting off here soon because I just got the text message confirming it. But listen, I'm going live on Saturday at 5:30 or 5 or 5:30, one or the other. 5 or 5:30. I will have my Eagle supporters, Gate City Sports Channel and Philly Fresh on with me. And there's going to be a fourth surprise guest. Again, Philly Fresh and Gate City don't even know. But you guys all know who the person is. You probably watched their videos. But, yeah. Answer a couple more. I like how you got your question circled. It's easier to follow. I like how you got your question circled. It's easier to follow. Oh, how I put it on the screen? What do you mean circled? If they go tackle in the first round, us Philly fans are going to riot. Hey, Joey, hey, it's going to be real rough. Carapole, I had to check all or nothing again, but yeah, you were right. P-Dot, thanks. You were right. But I told you it wasn't a Viking. Bro, Jefferson or Mims? I answered that. I told you, Mims. Great Sheen, Philly. We going to be there Saturday. Yeah, and listen, for those who want to see my video tomorrow, KJ Hamler versus Jalen Rieger, you know my videos will be different. I use a different camera, all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys didn't hit that like button on the way out, hit that like button. Appreciate it. With all that being said, you know what time it is, though. The Eagles won back-to-back with cornerback. Andy Reid era with Shepard and Brown. There we go. So when there's a will, there's a relative. I mean, I'm just kidding. There's a way. I feel you. This could be the year back-to-back receivers. Did you just I told you so to me, Mike? What? So what does that sentence say? Did you just I told you so to me, Mike? See, sometimes I'll be reading a little, messed up after I'm an hour and a half, 2 hours in. But sometimes it be you guys. I be trying to read it how you wrote it. Don't make sense. Kara. No, I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Vikings did the trick play with Elliott to Goddard, which failed. So I mixed up the trick play. All good in the hood. You told me you hate me, but never told me why. What? When? And sometimes I say, I hear you, and my phone auto corrects to hate. So I never, if it said that and I didn't correct it, my bad to the fullest collection. But if you put a comment and I agree with it, sometimes I'll elaborate why I agree, but sometimes I might comment when I'm in the quickness, I'm trying to make a move or something. So I say, that's my way of saying I agree. I say, I hear you. But sometimes I say, I hear you, and it spells, I hate you. But no, ain't no, I can't hate, I cannot hate another Eagle fan. Simple, plain. There's been people who commented on my videos calling me stupid, retarded, don't know nothing about football. And I still responded to them like, I respect your opinion. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So if I said I hate you, it had to be I hear you, and I spelled hate. My bad, homie. Collection, appreciate you for still coming in the live stream, but at least re-comment before I get off now, because I'm curious. Is that all I said? I hate you and then nothing else? Because if that's the case, it was I hear you, but dang, that's rough. I don't even know how to have it. Oh, that makes sense. On it, we're talking about DJ Moore. And listen, I was a person saying I don't know why the Panthers would trade DJ Moore, because he's a stud. He had like 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns in his second year, over 1,000 yards. That's a stud in the making. With that being said, you probably talked about DJ Moore, and I was like, oh, I hear you. And I said, I hate you. But yeah, my bad, Collections. That's crazy. Sorry, LO, you just said I told you. So to me, about being right, about if not being the Vikings game. All right, I got you. But yeah, yo, that's crazy. Yo, my man came on here and said, yo, you said you hate me. You never told me why. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, I got to auto correct that so it don't happen again. But I said it to somebody else too. But they came at me right away, and I saw it right away. They responded really quickly. And so sometimes my YouTube studio don't show me if I go into a deep conversation with you guys. So you comment, I comment, you comment, I comment. That like fourth comment, sometimes it doesn't tell me about it unless I just go look. PAO 1908, you're going to be at any games at the Link this year? Listen, if this coronavirus thing goes a little bit away, I went to 2 games last year, and I couldn't live stream though. I'm going to at least 2 games this year. So we going to get it popping live at the Link. Yeah, he's a beast, brother. All love over here. All love, bro. Appreciate you. Everybody up in here. Looking forward to your videos Saturday. Yeah, Philly Fresh, Gay City Sports. We're gonna be here live Saturday. And Deion, if you are a person who likes KJ Hamler or Jalen Rieger, make sure you check that video out tomorrow. It's interesting to say the least. And good options, but where and when and maybe will it happen? But Saturday, 5 o'clock or 5:30, one or the other. You'll know. It'll be up early, like around 2 o'clock. Philly Fresh, Gate City Sports, and one special guest. Paulie Brooks. Agree with my tele comment. Like to see that big boy get going. Why not, right? Jameer McNeil. What up, Philly Talk? What's going on, bro? But yo, we 1 hour and 58 minutes in. You know what I mean? Look, I have to no, it's not gonna do it. The Philly Talk podcast, as the Sports Watch, gotta represent. I'm about to get hats and everything, so check out the gear. It's coming. I've been slowing down with this Corona thing going, but yeah, on the screen. Maybe we can meet up at the Link. Yeah, definitely. If everything goes good, we good. But like I said, 9:59. Been on here for almost 2 hours. It's time to go. I'm going to answer this one because he jumped in late. Ideal first, 2 receivers, assuming the top 3 are off the board. Ideal first, 2 receivers, assuming the top 3 are off the board. I'm going Mims and either a Hewitt, Hamler, or if we can move up to get Rieger, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Until next time, everybody stay safe and, fly Eagles fly. You know what time it is. We out.